try again. Ben Lee on the left of your screen from Singapore, playing Sigma Squadron Ace with Duke, Sigma Squadron Ace with Duke, Sigma Squadron Ace with Duke, and a Sigma Squadron Ace. Off. Jack Mooney sitting up on the other side of your table is famous for playing Han Solo Jake Farrell from back in the day, going back to 2 World Championships when they weren't meta and still doing it now. Han Solo with Trick Shot, Kanan Jarrus, R2-D2, Inertial Dampers, Engine Upgrade, Millennium Falcon, and Luke Skywalker, and Jake Farrell with Lone Wolf and Outmaneuver. Time has started on the round. Jack gave initiative to Ben, and as they're getting set up, is there something else I need to do? No, I think that's it, man. It's just watching them set up. I've got the icon colors on the Phantoms, right? Yeah, white, yellow, orange, and blue. Turquoise. The turquoise one is the one that's got no Duke on it. Again, I'm going to have to take advantage of the opening phases to go to the toilet. Once again, I will explain briefly what was going on just before the match there. I have several people who have requested not to appear on stream. Of those, Jack Mooney is a long-time offender. Offender is the wrong word, but I'm using it for comic purposes. No, he's a person who's always been nervous of going on stream, and so he had refused since yesterday, which I knew was going to happen anyway because every time I see him, he refuses to come on stream. Right, there we go, they're setting up correctly. Yeah, so he had refused to go on stream previously. Ben has also in the past refused to go on stream, and people aren't really like, if we get to the final, yeah, fine, but I don't want the extra pressure. So, this time around, we I had Jack and Ben were declining. On another table, I had and basically every single table I had at least one player that was uncomfortable with the idea of going on stream, and so in the end we'd gotten to a point where I was in an impasse, and everybody had refused to go on stream, and I wasn't going to press the subject, so I come back here to inform everybody we weren't going to get a top 8 game, which is basically quarter-final. But as I was doing that, Ben and Jack acquiesced and offered to go on stream, very bravely of them. I will always remind everybody watching that the players appear on stream under their own volition, their own free will, okay? They are sacrificing their privacy to their game so that you have something to watch and to follow this tournament from home, to live this tournament from home. So we should always be as respectful as possible to the people you are watching play, and understand that the game is something that's difficult to play in the best of circumstances. You're playing at the biggest tournament in the world ever, and you're one of the top 8 players now. So nerves and mistakes happen, right? So we want that to be something that everyone kind of bears in mind. Okay, please do enjoy the game and be respectful of the players that have given you something to watch, because they are not robots that are here just performing for you. We are spying on them, and they have the right to not allow us to do that. So please do bear that in mind. Okay, I'm going to leave you with the table camera while I go and take care of a few necessities.
Hyperspace competitors, there is just over 15 minutes remaining in the round. 1-5. 15 minutes remaining in the round.
Yeah, unfortunately I have to catch him saying that. It's really tough to stay until the evening. It's getting tight.
Star Wars Destiny players, if you do not wish to pay the full GQ, please come to the prize section to put your name on the drop sheet, please.
So the guys, are they running pages? I have a page. It's not fantastic. Then it needs some. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm back. You weren't hearing anything. I just realised the table mic was down. So yeah, let's look into this and how we're going to do this, and let me see if I can get somebody to commentate with me. Lewis.
I'm going to come to the demo later on in the year. I said my hands. Yeah, man. We already talked about it. We're going to drive up and see the Lego house in Milton. Yeah, man. Alright. So hopefully I can.
So, sit yourself down. Okay, I'm joined by Lewis Whittam.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, did you win in Lellerman, didn't you?
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
there you go. So you'll know Lewis from being the guy who wears the Transformers belt and the trousers too low to show off his sexy hips. And
Also the best looking guy in the room.
Of course, and won the hyperspace trial at Element Games in Stockport. Okay, so we've got Jack. Okay.
Yeah.
Full speed forward with Han Solo.
Yeah.
Right, which is he's decided to bank him so we get a full view of the modification job he's had done. And while Jake's kind of hanging around the back, and we've got Ben Lee, European champion.
Yep. Solid player.
Solid player, playing the Phantoms that everyone despises right now. And I think there's like 3 of them in the top 8. There's Ben, there's Kevin, and I don't know what else. But anyway.
There is Fishy, there is...
Fishy's playing them?
No, Fishy's not. No, he's not.
No, I know on the top cut I've got, on the top 8 I've got...
Ben and Kev for sure.
Well, there's only 2 Imperials, so it must be just them.
Must be. Yeah. I thought there was
Kev.
one more. Oh well.
Yeah, I thought more made it through the top 8, but obviously not. So while they're doing darts, we'll switch that camera around. And yeah, we've got Jack versus Ben, Rebel versus Imperial. We've got a Rebel on Luke playing Scum. We've got Rick Van Ness and Jack Tomaszewski playing Rebel. Jack we saw yesterday. Rick is playing 4K Wings.
That's extreme. That list is so much hull.
See, he's a friend of Farn Langeland, and when I saw Farn yesterday, I was asking, what are you guys playing? And he says, wow, one of our guys is playing 4K Wings. I was like, oh, wow, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Makes the top cut. Like I said, do you want to go on camera? No. I was like, no.
The theory with the K-Wings is he is a million hull, a million attack dice, and ships that can just be anywhere with those medium bases and the slam. They are such a good call.
Yeah. So there we go. It's Kevin, then you've got Kevin and Bartosz. Bartosz we've just seen play. Kevin's playing the Ford Phantoms as well. So everyone's paying attention. You were watching Kevin's game just now. Obviously, Kevin being a principal figure in the UK community, everyone wants to see how well he does. And he's got that invite to Worlds now.
He has, and he's so happy.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Simeon being the world champion.
Yeah.
Rasta, he's obviously going to be going with his son. Kev was so desperate to get that invite.
Yeah. Does Rasta have an invite already?
I'm not entirely certain whether he's got an invite or not.
Yeah.
But obviously, he'll be going with his son regardless.
Yeah.
He'll be going as a guest.
As cheerleader.
Yeah, definitely. He's water boy. Water boy. Rasta makes the water boy.
Pompons and the skirt and everything.
George in a rah-rah skirt, that's horrible.
But you know what? I wouldn't put it past him. He's still around at the back of the hole. So anyway, there's that. And so Warlords are coming back to your World Championship, so be prepared. And, of course, you've got an invite, so there's a possibility of you going as well.
Oh, I'm going.
Yeah?
It's not a possibility, I'm definitely going.
Yeah.
And hopefully, with a little bit of luck, we'll get Jess going as well. That'd be awesome to have a girl over there representing the UK.
She's got to get that invite, though, first.
Yeah, well she's been playing the unanimously hated Phantoms herself.
As well.
She picked them up for the first time. She's doing well with them. But this cut has shown the potential of that list.
Yeah.
The last few rounds of yesterday showed the potential of this list.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like it was such a dominant force in the room, and then when the top 62 came out, about 10 lists were Phantoms.
It's so strong. The Duke is just so strong. In a game where everybody has one token.
1 second.
No worries.
Step back. Okay.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of drift on the camera from the person sat behind it. Okay.
Jack is this hand Jake. It feels like it's 2015.
Well, it's Jack, isn't it? Really?
He's incredible. His outmaneuver game is unbelievable. He's genuinely, legitimately one of the most. He must be. We all like to think we're a turn or two ahead of ourselves when we play X-Wing. I swear to God, sometimes he's 7 or 8 turns ahead of himself. His positioning game and his outmaneuvering game is unbelievable. And I've just watched him in the last game play Alessandro with the Phantoms, and there was several turns in a row where Alessandro just didn't get a shot at all, not even with 4 ships.
I mean, I've already mentioned this weekend that in my opinion Jack is I think it's proven that Jack is one of the highest accomplished British players.
Very much so.
I mean, we've got Ben is a very good player. He won the European Championship last year. You've got other players that do very well, but with Jack, it's just been constant.
He's
for the last 3 years of getting high placement in large tournaments, making it to like semi-finals at System Opens, semi-finals at Worlds. 2 years in a row in the top 8 in Worlds. Now here again. So like, as far as I'm concerned, there's no denying, even though Jack will play it off himself because he's that kind of like guy where it's just oh no, it's not, no, I don't understand, and it's just like he'll play it off, and he's basically out hipstering Phil GC himself. They're doing like no, not really that good.
we always say, when you're playing, stay positive and keep a positive mental attitude and believe in yourself and this, that, and the other.
And Jack's constantly the opposite.
Jack is he's completely the opposite. He walks up to every game saying, I've already lost this.
Self-loathing.
I've already lost this game. I can't win. And then he comes out and he goes, 200-0. He's watching his positioning already. The speed is shot up the board with Han. He's forcing Ben into a position of, do you now chase? Do you turn in and chase Han?
Hit blank from Han Solo against the Sigma Squadron that does not have a Duke.
I'm glad you can see that.
And focus. Focus. I think it was 3 focuses.
Oh, what, 3 focuses?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Ben got a 3. Yeah.
So blank, hit, and evade, blank. So re-rolls for Han, and gets another evade and a focus, spends the focus. It takes no damage.
The Han re-roll is strong against the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Because obviously Duke comes first.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's very, very strong. But Jack is forcing Ben to choose. Do you chase the bouncy ball in Jake? And then suffer the damage of Han, who is now all up in your face, or do you turn in on Han and allow Jake to turn into you with outmaneuver?
Yeah.
And suddenly that 2 dice air wing becomes deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he gets up at range 1 and he starts going, I've got 3 dice, you've got 1 evade dice. It's in some cases against the Phantoms, it's lose-lose. Whatever you pick, you lose.
Yeah.
It's almost like Jack thought about it, but I know full well he didn't.
Okay. So while they're doing this, let's quickly switch over to the brackets. You can see how they've kind of progressed through top 16. With obviously we've done 3 rounds so far already. We've got 3 rounds to go, but we can only fit so many on the bracket. Kevin beat Joshua Nichols. Yeah, and Bartosz beat Nicholas. We saw that last round. Ben beat Tom Forstner, the Coruscant champion. Jack beat Alessandro, playing the 4 Phantoms as well. Luke beat Rick Mars to make it through against Alan Watson. We saw Alan Watson on stream yesterday. And George Barker lost to Jack Tomaszewski. And Rick Van Ness with the 4K wings.
Alan is who I really like at the minute. That list is that's the curveball list that I don't think anybody expected to make it this far.
Who? What?
Alan,
yeah. We saw Alan yesterday on stream. Yeah, he did very well, and he only got through by the skin of his teeth. As well. It was
He's nobody expects his list, and nobody expects the way he flies it. Nobody expects him to come here and have somebody charging straight at them. It's it's just that is the way Alan's always. I mean, I've known Alan for a good few years because he plays quite locally to me. And his attitude to the game has always been, I'm going to charge straight at my opponent and see what they do about it. And it's just played right into his hands over the last couple of days. So some of his opponents just haven't known how to deal with that aggressive nature of the list. And he's definitely the curveball list this weekend. But he's so happy. He's like the cat who's got the cream at the minute. He's grinning ear to ear every single time I see him. I'm watching him take damage on his ships, and he's still grinning from ear to ear.
I guess I could spend. I should look into it.
What is the scum list that Alan has? Do you want to go over it quickly while I try and pull it up?
I can't remember it upgrade for upgrade.
All right, I will give me a second. I'll get to it.
If you have it.
Yes, I'm quite lucky to have all the lists. Alan Watson is playing Fenrau with Predator, Boba Fett with Perceptive Co-Pilot, and the L337 with Tactical Officer. Yeah. So virtually nothing there. Phil GC commentated that game yesterday. And he was like going, "What? What have you done to Boba?"
Phil doesn't know anything about Boba. Don't listen to him.
No, he only went 1-5 yesterday.
Phil doesn't know anything about Boba. He likes to think he does, but you know. He's he went 1-5 yesterday. I went 2-4 yesterday, so at least I did better than Phil. It's pure aggression with Alan's list. That's what it's there for. He's not worried about special tricks. He's not worried about outmanoeuvring you. He's not worried about anything like that. He wants Boba at range 1 with focus tokens and rerolls. He wants Fen at any range with rerolls. And the shuttle's there just to give Fen the extra action, to give Boba the extra action. Suddenly, when you give Boba the ability to have double focus and a boost, or double focus and a reinforce, it makes a huge difference. Obviously, with Tactical Officer making the coordinate white, it gives the shuttle a lot more speed in the list as well. So I'm wondering whether Ben is turning in now onto. Whether he's spreading the net to split 2 off towards the Falcon and 2 off towards Jake, or whether he's fully intending to turn in onto the Falcon and catch it as it comes around this end of the board. Yeah, I mean, Han can always pull off those inertial dampeners and not go anywhere. He's got the arcs facing horizontal, what will be perpendicular to his axis of movement, so it's side to side. So right now he's not in a bad position. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I'm running out of battery. He's Jack has always been, like I say, an incredible manoeuvrer of ships.
And he's got that Luke Skywalker to give him a free manoeuvre of the arc anyway. So
yeah,
there's not much for him to worry about as far as
it's whether Jack plays cautious now and turns away from the list, or whether Jack goes aggressive and turns into the Phantoms.
Yeah,
he's turning away.
Turned away. To left, to turn left.
This, I think, will be the worry for Jack now, that he might possibly get cornered. It wouldn't surprise me if he did try and get out of that corner as fast as he can.
Not confiscated the phones.
So I'll just give him a call.
No. Yeah, okay. You've got to remember to do it. It's been...
Yeah. Here's Jack pushing away.
Yeah.
He's trying to not get himself cornered. He knows those Phantoms can move very, very fast with the decloak, and he does not want to get caught in that corner by 4 Phantoms.
It's going to be a slow, long game as well.
What time are we on at present?
Right now, they've got 52 minutes to go.
That's a long time, and realistically, with Jack's list, he can go 70 minutes without engaging. I think Jack has committed now to going around that small asteroid in the middle, which should give Ben some sort of indication as to the direction he's going to be going. But with that inertial dampeners and the R2-D2 crew upgrade, he could just, if Ben decides to commit to chasing around that rock, he could just stop.
Yeah.
And that's what's so clever about this build. That R2-D2 and the inertial dampeners, it allows you to just constantly regenerate that shield when you get it in the right circumstance. You can just stop forever. I believe Jack played Rasta yesterday, and Rasta had missed the trick with those 2 upgrades, and himself just did not expect the Falcon to stop 3 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Personally, and I'm no authority, but personally I feel like Ben's playing a good game at the minute, spreading his net wide.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of been like how Jack kind of forced his way across the board quickly, kind of caused him to fall into the back corner and then kind of split up and create this kind of pincer maneuver that we've got coming out to make sure he's trying to give Jack less board space.
Yeah.
All right. So like you can keep going in that direction, but I'll just slowly kind of move my tidal wave across the map until you've got nowhere to run.
It's herding tactics. Obviously, Jack spotted it in that corner when he turned away and has gone for the boost, so he doesn't get trapped.
Yeah.
Ben now will most likely bank his way in, create a wider net on the board, knowing that Jake is facing the wrong way. So long as Ben stays behind Jack, he hasn't got too much to worry about. But when that A-wing breaks free, its speed and its manoeuvrability, he can very, very quickly get behind the Phantoms again. Is Ben running 3 Dukes, 1 crack shot, or is he 3 Dukes, 1 naked?
No, just 3 Dukes and naked.
Yeah. That was a decision a lot of people were making on entry into the hall yesterday. There was a lot of conversations going, I wonder whether we should drop crack shot for a 1-point bid.
Yeah, so he's moving some of them into the more central area of the field to give Jack less space, less board space, and just kind of just corral him. The question is whether or not Jack will be able to have that moment where he turns in and just kind of jumps over them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rocks. I wasn't present for the start of the game, so I didn't see how the rock setup went down, which player placed which were. But Jack has basically got a race course there with a trick shot on Han. He's just got a race course. He can just keep 3 banking all the way around that board all day long. When he gets shots off, he'll be getting that extra dice. Venturing into the middle might not be the favourite thing for Jack right now, but the A-Wing's cut back on himself, giving himself an option to hard one back towards the Phantoms or away from the Phantoms, which forces Ben into a decision-making process. Does Ben now commit to the air wing just to guard himself against the out manoeuvre?
Yeah, I mean, what we're basically going to see a lot of is a lot of edging forward and backwards as far as barrel rolls are concerned. Try and control range. Try and get to the point that, like, that first phase of combat, both of them want to make sure they're only engaging with one ship. They don't want to have like a situation where they find themselves surprised by the full force of the opponent's squad. And so it's just kind of like forward, backwards, forward, backwards, forward, backwards, but at the same time trying to control board space.
Just out of range. See, interestingly, Ben could cloak up and move back into his own corner.
Looks like Jake's got didn't have arc, no.
Nothing in arc.
Like the way he said something, it looked like it was going through. And they're not talking very loud, so I'm just turn their microphone down a bit. So
they are both generally quiet people.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Ben could decloak back into his own corner now. And spread that net even wider and just pop up behind the back of that rock, see where Jack commits to this turn.
Yeah.
The position of Jake is I really like that at the minute. It allows him to hard one away from the list. It allows him to hard one to the list. It just gives Jack options. I mean, it's a 50-50 decision on Jack's behalf, which way he goes. But I've got a feeling he's probably been committed to which way he wants to go for the last 3 turns.
Yeah.
In his own mind.
So looks like Jack's decided. Ben's still kind of going through his options. Jack comes to play at your store regularly, huh?
He sometimes does, yeah. He's more local to Element in Stockport, Element Games.
Warrington, yeah.
Yeah, they're we're in Preston, Harlequins are in Preston, and Jack does come up from time to time, but he lives in Warrington. He's a 20-minute drive away from Stockport.
Yeah.
They're his local guys, but I know, although he's sat here at top 8 at the System Open, I know he's not played a lot recently.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with him yesterday morning. Yeah, Ben's making his way back into his own corner again just to keep that net wide. And then that way, even if Jake does commit to the ship's right to try and get behind Ben's list, it wouldn't surprise me. Ben has probably hard-wonned in now. I'd have thought, yeah, and he's dequalled back towards his own corner again. He's a perfect aces player sometimes, Ben.
He's just keeping his distance.
Yeah.
Trying to see if it's basically a question of here, softly catchy monkey. No, that we want to see who's the one that's gonna go for it first, and whether or not the other player has the space and time to react to it.
They are both incredibly patient players. I've never had the pleasure of playing Ben, to be honest. Oh, that's quite aggressive.
Yeah, that's the focus
for the 3 as well.
From the decloak. Okay. And probably 3 banks from the other 2 to move up into formation. Making it pretty clear that he wants to press the game onto Jake while Han is far away from it. So now what Jack really wants was maybe a 3 bank left followed by a boost. See if he can maybe get a bit of range in this matchup. And
so Jack has committed to try and get behind the list. So he can barrel roll away, which is obviously going to clear range of a lot of the ships, which is what he's done. Stack up on the focus token. Yep. He should be reasonably safe from a range 3 shot from a Phantom.
Han Solo?
Yep, bank
3 bank. Boost wouldn't reach regardless.
No, it wouldn't. No. I think a boost would put him in a bad position as well behind that large rock. Might be a better call for Jack to remain at present and give himself 2 options for next turn: cut in or go wide, or stop. He's chased his arc. But Ben still has options for Jake, keeping that net wide for Jake.
So hit, blank, hit.
Seeing blanks.
Yeah, and I see
Yeah.
2 blanks, and a focus
Yep.
becomes 2 evades.
He's very safe at that point.
And back to dials again. So now it's going to be interesting to see where Ben chooses to go. I'm guessing once again we're going to see decloaks to the left and backwards, and another cautious maneuver.
Ben
to try and anticipate where Jake might be going.
Yeah, Ben needs to make a decision now. Play cautious and try and corral Jake, who has the option of hard one him back in again, or just zooming straight around the back of that corner rock. Or Ben could commit fully towards Han at this point. He could be decloaking forward and bank 3 and around to get Han. I don't quite know whether Ben's target priority is really Jake. I'd have a feeling with I think there's 144 points in that Han, is it?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, hang on, I'll tell you for certain. Han Solo, 144 points.
144 points. I think Ben will be very, very, very cognizant of the fact that there is 144 points in that ship, and that half of that ship is, 1.5 of his Phantoms.
Yep.
And I know full well Jack knows what his win conditions are because he was talking them through his head in the previous game against the Phantoms.
Yeah.
I think that might play into Jack's court for this game, having just come off the back of another 4 Phantom
face
victory.
up, yeah, making it a bit easier for him to work out what's going on.
Yeah.
At the same time, I mean, the win condition for Ben is pretty clear. 2 ships.
Yeah. Kill 1.
Yeah. So we'll take a moment here while they're on the planning phase. Just remind everybody that thank you to all our Patreon members, who are the people that support us through Patreon and make it possible for me to travel to all these tournaments with the small contribution they give us. Once again, all that money that is received goes to the plane and accommodation costs and makes this event, the fact that you are watching this event, possible. So thank you to all them. And if you aren't able to support on Patreon, do remember if you have Twitch Prime, which you get from Amazon Prime, you can give us a free little tip every month and just drop that in there. So decloaking left and backwards, yeah. Virtual silence from them both. no comment on what's happening.
Sorry, I was watching. I was looking at the game state myself and thinking, I wonder whether Ben is now going to start splitting arcs to cover the 2 eventualities of Jake. Obviously, the lead Phantom can't really do a straightforward manoeuvre. He's banked 1 round. That covers Jake if he
turns left. Yeah.
The Phantom directly behind that would not surprise me if it did a 2 forward.
Yeah.
Just to keep that
far corner covered.
There's 2 forward there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's another 2 forward with the very back Phantom as well.
Maybe that the 3 of them, all 3 of them, are going to go 2 forward. No,
he's gone for the bank. Okay.
So yeah, fully closing off that corner.
Yeah. Jack is basically in for a shot whichever way he goes now.
Alright, so once again splitting up again, just basically diverging and converging his formation, making sure he's got both options covered. And Jack moves into the corner.
I feel like Han might have committed this turn. I think that arc change from Han last turn was an indication of him turning in.
Barrel rolls away with Jake and focuses. So now Jake is pretty much pinned into that corner for the next turn. Han has got to come as fast as possible to try and back up his buddy.
Yep. And here's the pincer.
Yeah.
Jack's currently doing head maths.
Yeah, trying to work out
how dangerous it will be to boost right now.
Yeah.
And obviously Jack wants to keep the rocks nearby with Han. That's a big part of what makes Han effective, those re-rolls.
And looks like there's no range on Han. So
range 3, was it?
That's range 3.
Range 3.
From the orange one, it's range 3.
Ben needs.
This is the Duke one.
He needs
big
dice.
Focus and a blank becomes 2 hits, I guess. And I can see 2 focuses and 2 blanks on the evade dice.
Yeah.
So does he spend the evade? And then
he spends it, takes no damage.
Yeah.
And Ben needs big hits on these dice. Range 2.
Come on.
2 one focus gives him a hit, 2 hits and a crit, and gets 3 evade. So he jukes 1.
Jukes 1.
And I think he said something's like that it's not valid. So I just heard Ben say lucky git. So what it was, I'm not sure.
I do not know.
Oh, it's the turquoise one that doesn't have Duke.
Oh, okay. That's that then.
Yeah.
The interesting thing for Ben now is the Phantom closest to the bottom of the screen as we're looking at it. Is a little bit trapped with its decloak now.
The yellow one, yeah?
Yeah, the yellow Phantom is it's a little bit trapped with its decloak. He's going to have to wait for the Phantom to the ship's right to decloak out of the way, but it's quite obvious which direction that Phantom's going. It's either going to the ship's right or forward. That takes a little bit of pressure off Jake, knowing that he's probably only going to have 3 arcs to face this turn.
Yeah.
Only 3 arcs.
Only 3 arcs.
Only 3 arcs.
So
Jake's obviously limited with his manoeuvres as well.
Probably going to do a 1 turn, 2 turn left. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if a boost will get him out behind them. But I doubt that. Ben would see that coming a mile off. And then Han. Is there any possibility that with the orange, yellow, and the unmarked Phantom, that they both turn to the right to kind of focus their attention on Han? And he just kind of like leaves the turquoise one to kind of harass Jake.
It's possible, but I don't know whether Ben will feel confident leaving 1 Phantom against Jake. It's not necessarily the best thing to do, especially the Phantom without Duke, because he's considerably less of a threat than the others.
True. But couldn't. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But like maybe, even with like the free turn on the Phantom, turning it right, getting it around, and just kind of forgetting about Jake. But then that would allow Jake behind him. So
yeah, the turquoise Phantom could decloak forward, go for the hard 3 turn around, just to negate Jake for a turn. And then, as you say, the other 3 Phantoms could decloak towards the Falcon and snap turn in. I feel as though Jack again switched the arcs on the Phantom sideways last turn, so I feel like a turn is going to be coming up from Han. Whether it's left or right, I do not know.
They look like left and right from the camera we're looking at the moment. You can see just under there.
Yep. So I feel like a turn is coming from the Falcon, but whether the Falcon turns into the centre of the board or back through those 2 rocks to the ship's right, hoping that Ben overcommits, I do not know.
And so Ben is now the last member of the 186 in the competition for the main event, and so several of the members are now crowding around to see what happens. You've got Jesper in the background, Christopher Bengston, and so even some Sith takers crowding around to see what happens with Jack.
Jesper, unfortunately, has just been knocked out of hyperspace. Okay. Last round.
See, it seems like the most stupid question. I just keep asking everybody. Do you have an invite? Does Jesper have an invite? Do we know?
I don't think Jesper has an invite.
Not yet.
At present, I don't think he's got one yet.
The other day he was telling me he's hardly played in the last 4 months. So.
He's, however, he is planning on going to Nordics. And yeah, a player with Jesper's skill, he's always got a chance.
Yeah.
There's always chance with Jesper.
He close forward.
Yeah. Gives space for the other Phantom to default now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he might possibly be chasing around that rock to trap Jake. Because Jake with a 3 hard and a boost is... Eyes remain cloaked. Gone for the block.
Have you done a 1 or have you done a 3? Have you done a 1, have you done a 2?
It looks like Luke Townsend's game might be over.
1 or have you done a 2? Here we go.
As I'm not seeing him playing anywhere. They were playing over there,
Yeah.
and there's only one table there. Now it's Bartosz and Kevin.
Trying to catch the eye line of a Warlord, but they're all facing the wrong way.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So Luke Townsend goes through to top 4. Okay. The semi-finals start to take shape.
Luke Townsend through.
And long manoeuvres there, really pressing Jake into the corner. And he did the opposite of what I was saying. Instead of focusing 3 ships on Han, sent them after Jake, and decided to bait Han with the yellow one. And it looks like
got the block.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he
blocked
has.
him.
This could be painful for Jake this turn. The 3 hard and the boost was his only real option to try and get out of arc.
Yeah.
Going fast and hoping that Ben overcommits. As it is, Ben's committed perfectly. He's read it.
Bad time to be Jake.
Han.
I feel a boost coming on.
Yeah. Slots him perfectly.
There's the boost.
Straight boosts
Clears the arc.
out of arc of the Phantom.
Gets the
at
range one of the rock.
Yeah.
Rerolls.
Well, let's see if we can do some damage to Phantom before Jake.
Right, so 1, a crit and a focus. Focus gets spent, gets free. And focus and blank. Takes 1 damage.
Yeah, spends the evade.
Range 2 or range 3 first?
I feel Ben probably doesn't want to roll dice right now because this might be his last chance of getting Jake.
Absolutely.
He's going to be hoping for lots of paint at the minute.
So Jake fires on the orange Phantom. Oh no, sorry. So 2 evades.
Yep. And then the range 2 shot.
Come on, come on.
2 focuses get converted, a blank, and Jake rolls 2 evades and a focus. Jukes 1. It come up as a evade, but it was cocked on the rock. Still evade. And they go back to dials. Oh no, Jake's going to fire on the Sigma, the orange Sigma. Hit and hit.
Hit and hit.
Ben frustrated there by the ease. Focus and blank.
Wow, so Jack got away with that one.
Yeah, so Ben pretty much crushed on that one. Not happy at all. And trying to work out whether or not he's going to spend that evade.
Yeah, how important is the decloak to in this turn?
Yeah.
Keynes haven't been that good.
Has anybody picked up a red deck box? A red deck box.
Spends it. Spends the evade.
That is 28 minutes remaining in the round. 28 minutes remaining in the round.
Ben's probably feeling a little frustrated at the minute.
Yeah.
That was his chance to damage Jake, and now he's got 3 Phantoms in a corner and 1 roaming loose.
And now Han, if he's Ben's overcommitted towards Jake, giving Han the opportunity to kind of jump in behind them.
Yeah, hook in behind them.
Yeah.
This was his tactic from the beginning. Get one of his ships in behind the list. Jake will break free now, and I will be. It's very unlikely if Ben is going to get another look in at Jake.
Fan Langalan and Gilles de Boer on the left side of the screen, accompanied by Jesper Hills and Christopher Bengston.
I did see Phil GC knocking around a minute ago.
Yeah. And then you've got Darren Granger speaking to Lee Taylor.
It's a veritable who's who.
Yeah.
Bob D scrolling past. the elder statesman of X-Wing.
Yeah. Some Just Playboys
Yeah.
coming into Twiggy, just his head just popping around there between some shoulders.
Twiggy and Jonesy. Twiggy's been having a good time in hyperspace.
I get the impression they're trying to go on camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
and here's Jason Denton. Did you know he paints ships?
Yes, he does. Does a very good job of it as well.
Yeah, very, very good.
You can see in the background, well, you know you can't because there's a couple of people in the way, but just behind Jason and what's the name of the other Sith taker that's there? He's talking to
I cannot tell.
Babyface guy.
Oh, Jacob Kalmans.
Right, just behind them is where Kevin is playing Bartosz.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good game also.
Yeah, you can see James Andrew Finlayson as well, sat in the background watching Kevin's game.
Lazy. He spent 20 minutes complaining about not having a chair. Now he's got a chair. I don't expect to move until the end of the day. You're going to have to play the final over there, I feel. Vince has just scowled at me on the way past. To be fair, Vince scowls at me most times he sees me. I think it's because he loves me, really.
Right, so dials, missing 1 dial on the Phantom. The orange Phantom, which is going down now.
It's a tough turn for Ben this turn. I think he's going to be accepting. He's going to be taking shots for no return this turn, and hoping to come out of it as best as he can. I think Jake does a whole host of disappearing this turn.
Yeah.
3 bank boost. Han ideally needs to hard turn in to not clip that rock.
Your first rank pairings are going to hit on the board now. So this will be the way that you're playing the first rank. But so we will still come back.
Ben double checks dials. And with 24 minutes to go, commits and decloaks forward. Yeah.
Expect a hard turn round. At least keeps his ships vaguely together.
Yeah.
If he starts to get a Phantom 2 separated from the pack, the manoeuvrability of Han and Jake will just tear it apart.
Yeah. He's running out of space to manoeuvre though, without bumping himself.
I'm expecting hard turns from all ships this turn.
Yeah. But even then, well, we'll wait and see.
Possibly hard turn barrel roll from the Orange Phantom to try and block a bank 3 from Jake.
Yeah, here come the extra arms.
I think he lands.
Yeah. There, those hard ones.
Possibly a hard 1 barrel roll from this Phantom. No, bank, hard.
Hard one.
No, he's gone for the evade.
Oh, okay.
Stay safe.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. The other one is lost. Yeah, the other one's lost a shield. Yeah, okay.
Ah, see, I called the barrel roll.
Yeah. Would have blocked him.
Yep.
Now, as he's out of 2 arcs, and he's going to try and barrel roll away and try and get as much range as possible.
Stick a focus on.
Yeah, from the unmarked Phantom.
1-on-1 barring too many blanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did well in the last round. He didn't take too much damage,
Yeah.
and he was taking damage from 2 of them. So 2 shields are gone on hand.
That's the initial damage.
Yeah.
Start combat, spin the arc.
Moves the arc forward to back.
Good old Luke. Range 2, with re-rolls.
Gets 2.
Target lock.
Hit crit. 2 hits and a crit.
Ben needs to see paint.
Focus and evade.
Spends the
Spends
evade,
the
final
spends
shield.
evade, loses a shield on yellow.
No shot, Jake. Go me anyway. So range 2?
Yeah, you shoot first.
Come on.
That unfortunately keeps that Phantom out of the game for another turn.
Yep.
Without its dequal, it's going to struggle to get around.
And that's a pretty good roll. A hit crit
on
crit
Jake.
looks like to me. Hit crit crit. No, hit crit. It's got to be. And he's got evade, evade, evade.
Triple evaded it again. Jukes
it.
Focus, yep.
Spends the focus anyway. And Ben frustrated.
Frustrated again. Jack's evade dice have been distinctly above average. Will be very fair to Ben. I would be a little bit frustrated myself in this instance, and having played Jack before, I have been exactly where Ben is.
So Hans arc currently front to back.
If you do not have an opponent opposite you, can you please raise your hand?
Just being nosy as to what's happening in the rest of the room.
Kevin and Bartosz still playing. Looks like Jack and Rick Van Ness are still playing. Although I've just seen Farn come back from his table with a big smile on his face. So that gives me the impression that it's not going bad for Rick.
Yep.
4K wings. If that's the case, 4K wings will be making it into the semi-final.
Have we seen 4 K-Wings versus 4 Phantoms yet?
I haven't. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Unstoppable force immovable object, I feel. Dukes are incredible against one evade ships, but the amount of hull is... I'm making an assumption, but I may be wrong. Do they have barrage rockets on them?
I don't know. I've not. Well, I could find out. Hang on a second. I've got all of this. So, Rick Van Ness. Rick Van Ness. Wardens with barrage rockets, proton bombs. Number 2, barrage rocket, proton bomb. Barrage rocket, proton bomb, and Sabine Wren.
Yep.
And the last one, barrage rocket, proton bombs.
Yep. Well, bombs are another great thing against the Phantoms. You can't cloak up against a bomb. If you're getting hit by it, you're getting hit by it, regardless of how many evade dice you have.
We have a drop list up here at the prize wall for those of you who wish to drop from round 3. You have 5 minutes and it closes. Thank you.
Okay. Even so, Jack's not been able to put much damage on those Phantoms, even though it's gone in his favour, most of it, and he's had pretty good dice rolls.
Yep.
He's only managed to get 3 shields off of them.
It's still technically 0-0.
Yeah, technically. And we've only got 17 minutes left in the game. But I do think that Ben's in a poor position now with all of his Phantoms bunched up in that corner and the yellow one out of position.
Yeah. Jack has achieved his goal to get behind the list.
And it might well be that the objective here is just to scratch a little bit more paint off of that yellow Phantom and just get the points from there and run.
I would not be overly surprised if this turn Jake comes screaming down this side of the field after that Phantom.
The yellow one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just needs to get one more hit through on that, and he's got the first points on the board.
Yeah.
And with by the time we get to that point, there'll be about 10 minutes left in the game. So Jake and Han just play go-karts.
Yep. It's a struggle then for Ben to catch up. The only thing that might play into his court is the 2 shields already missing on Han. He does help him towards the half points on Han.
Yeah.
If Jack can't kill a ship, but that yellow Phantom's in a bad way at the minute without the decloak. He's so limited to where he can go. He won't want to risk going through the rock because 1 damage that's going to give Jack half points.
Decloaking the Phantoms. Orange moves forward, get out of the way of the other 2, I guess.
Maybe to bolster this yellow as well.
Yeah.
Maybe to say if you are coming
the
after this yellow
one moves forward as well, which means I guess the last one is going to be... Well, I don't know where he's going to go now, because I don't think he fits to the left. I don't think he fits to the right. He's not even decloaking, is he?
No.
One turn.
Hard one token up.
X-Wing top 8. That is 15 minutes remaining in the round. 15 minutes remaining in this round. Thank you.
Of course, the other thing we've got here is that there is a possibility of a final salvo.
Yes.
Where Ben takes 12 dice, to 5.
The fall forward of that Phantom was interesting. I expected him to turn in to go, if you're coming for this yellow Phantom, you're taking a shot from the orange one.
Free turn to the right. Disengaging.
Cloakers in action.
It's there. So,
Oh, yeah.
should we go to play token? No, this is it.
Oh, right, yeah. Sure.
It's an evade token. Okay.
Here comes Jake. Going for that paint.
Yeah.
Focus boost, runs the risk. Damage from range 2 from behind.
Next wave hyperspace competitors. The drop list is now closed. Thank you.
Yep. Hand reroll.
Hand re-roll the rock dice.
Yeah.
Takes the damage anyway.
Me to shoot.
You shoot first, right?
Range 2 on Jake.
Yep.
All right. Phantom firing on Jake. Blank, blank.
Oh,
Hit.
rough roll.
Focus. Blank,
Oh.
blank. Spends.
Spends it. He knows he's got time to do 1 damage.
Mm-hmm. Hit and crit, and
Rolls 2
Ben
hits
is
out
not
of
pleased.
3 dice on the Phantom with an evade token. Could be okay.
Focus, focus and blank. Has to spe-
outmaneuver, yeah.
yeah,
Which means the evade, that's the half points.
and that's a fuel leak.
I'd forgotten about outmaneuver myself. 2 dice and an evade. That's what I was saying earlier on. An air-wing Jake with outmaneuver is suddenly those 2 dice become deadly.
Yeah. And that gives Jack points, meaning that now he can try and run. He can try. He's got Han all the way on the other side of the board. It's Jake that's in trouble. Jake's not taking any damage. And like, as I said before, it would just have to be scratch 1 bit. Just scratch the paint on that Phantom. Get points on the board. 10 minutes left in the round. 11 right now. So when they finish planning, 10.
Yeah.
And then some. Even with the way things are going. This is where Ben now needs to press the game.
Yeah,
he needs to get points. He had an advantage of playing for time with the final salvo, but now he needs to press time. He needs to.
He's gonna be forced to be aggressive now. The question is with Jack is whether he can call the right manoeuvre with Jake to get him out of trouble. Does Ben give up on Jake entirely and go for Han? But who's to say that Han doesn't turn back on himself and head back into that corner? Does Han hard 2 back on himself? Does Ben call that manoeuvre, or does Jack just go for safety in numbers and bring Han around to meet Jake in the middle of the field? There is a very real possibility that Jake will hard 2 or hard 3 to the right of the screen. Go back between the rocks. It will be the one place where none of the Phantoms will get arced this turn.
It would appear Rick Van Ness's game has just concluded. Rick Van Ness just moved past the back of the camera. Farn is now following him. Both of them have smiles on their faces. I would guess Jack Tomaszewski has been knocked out by Rick Van Ness with the 4K wings. Still Kevin's game to go. I'm seeing Jack. Let me see if I send him a message and see if I can get a thumbs up or a thumbs down from him. Oh no, he's on the phone. He's talking on the phone, so that's not going to work.
As you say, Farn with a grin on his face is indicative of something.
That's Rick Van Ness goes through to semi-final. with 4K wins. We'll be playing against Luke Townsend.
Should be interesting.
Yeah. Well, it means there's a game I can't watch because Rick doesn't want to go on stream.
Yeah.
But he did say if he makes it to the final, he's perfectly happy to go on.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Luke is flying Rebel Beef. I think Ben is committing.
Ben's got much more aggressive with his manoeuvres, much faster, and doing a hard 2 with the Yellow Phantom.
Playing dodge the rock at present.
Yeah. Now, what if Jake was to take a 2-3 turn to the left,
back between the rocks.
Boost back between the rocks?
Yep.
Nothing that Ben can do about it. But it does put him in a position where once again the Phantoms can just kind of come towards him. But as we're seeing, we've probably got one more round in this as it's going, because it's not going fast. Even though Ben's got to press time, he's got to kind of force the engagement. It's not proceeding. Play is not proceeding as fast as Ben would need it to be able to win this game. But no, he's not gone in that direction. He's gone for a 4 straight.
I don't feel he can dodge
not
both arcs.
of them. Barrel rolling to the left.
I think he might be going for the kill on that Phantom.
On the yellow one?
On the yellow one.
Yeah?
Then it's almost unattainable for Ben at
either way, I mean, it's the yellow one or 2 damage. 2 damage on either one, because you'll get half points from the orange one. Yeah, so it makes no difference. On the orange one, he's probably got range 1.
And stopped again.
And they're worth the same points, so it doesn't matter getting half points on one or getting a hole destroyed. 2 hits, 2 focuses and a crit gets re-rolled by hand into a blank and 2 hits. And target locks for a hit. It's 3 hits then. Ben rolls focus and blank. I'm pretty sure it's a focus.
It looks like a focus.
It looks like a focus.
Spends
Ben's focus and evade.
Oh, he's a shield.
Loses his shield.
Limits his capability of shooting back at Jake.
Out of range from the turquoise Phantom. The
Possibly be out of arc.
Dukeless Phantom. And orange Phantom doesn't look like he has an arc. So it's just the untokened Phantom firing on
range 1 and range 2.
Jake.
1 shield, right? 9, 1 shield. That's going to be done. So you do 2 damage, you get 3 hits and then do 2 damage. Yeah, shield.
So he's firing on the orange, I think. Yep, range 1. 2 blanks and a focus. Becomes a hit and a focus. Becomes 2. And Phantom rolls. Looks like a focus. Yeah.
And that
takes 1.
Just off half points.
Yeah. So not enough to seal the deal for Jack. But then he's also got that yellow one in a compromised position for the next turn. So Jack, rather than fleeing, decided to press the engagement. Yep. Took the fight to Ben.
Tried to make it safe.
Yeah. Now just needs to put an extra damage on the orange Phantom or 2 onto the yellow Phantom to get more points.
Well, now both Phantoms have cloak. It makes it a little bit more difficult for Jack to decide where to go.
Yeah.
However, the orange Phantom's decloak looks pretty much decided. There is a possibility both the orange Phantom and the yellow Phantom could both come down towards the bottom of the screen and each hard one up. So if Jack commits into the corner, that'll be 2 Phantoms shooting at the same PS as Jake, I believe. With the other 2 Phantoms coming in behind.
Kevin Bellamy's game.
I don't know who's won.
It's not clear. It's never clear. Don't ever believe the faces.
Kevin's got a grin on his face. I think Kev's won.
It does look like it, but like I say, you can't tell. You honestly can't tell. Like I've had situations where it's been like that, and then they've turned around and said, "No, I lost." Yeah. Everyone's been like, "Oh, you did so well. You did so well, man. Well done."
Kev. Yep.
Kev goes
That's
through.
it.
Semi-final is Kev Bellamy versus whoever wins this game, Jack or Ben. Jack. Nice to see you again. Okay.
Oh, well
See
done,
you later, my
Lewis.
friend.
Don't know the length of my limbs.
Yeah. So let's just have a quick look while we're waiting for Ben to decide. There's your top cut bracket. Luke Townsend versus Rick Van Ness. Kevin Bellamy versus Ben Lee or Jack Mooney. Kevin refused to go on stream. Rick refused to go on stream. So we're in an interesting situation for the semi-final again, as we were at the beginning of this round. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of this round we weren't going to have a match. It was only because Jack and Ben kind of gave in. That nobody put any pressure on them. They just kind of changed their mind when they
maybe
realised.
another quiet word. Might see one team, one group on. Kevin Bellamy, I'm personally so pleased for him. He's one of the nicest guys in the world, let alone X-Wing.
What do you get for top 4?
Oh, pass. I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Obviously, top 8 is your world's invite. Top 4, I will feel there will be some reward, but I don't quite know what it is.
Yeah, because I don't think you just get the world invite and they just be like, that's it.
And then that's nothing until you get a trophy. I'm sure there'll be something at top 4. They've had the coins at top 16.
Yeah, and they've got the templates and they've had the charge tokens.
Yep.
No idea.
I don't know. I'm sure we can find out. But I'm so pleased for him. So pleased he's made that. As we can hear Rasta from the other end of the room, he's also just as pleased.
Yeah.
For such a short man, he's got a very loud voice.
And this is going to be This is going to be the final round. 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at what's going on here with regards to Ben's win condition. If he takes the shields off of Jake, he gets 24 points to 26, so he's not won.
So he's still losing.
He's still losing.
He's
got to kill or half Han.
Yeah. Half Han is going to be
Han
very
needs
difficult.
4 damage. Han needs 4, so he needs to put 4 damage on Han or 4 damage on Jake to win in this round.
And I'd imagine he's very aware of that at present. Jack needs to make the right decision with Jake.
And they're set. Decloaking.
And do the 2 Phantoms decloak into this corner and hard one back.
1 forward.
He's not having much luck with his pegs today.
Don't say that, because then they blame me for changing the basis.
I'd imagine that will be a 3 bank from that Phantom. He's going for a pincer by the looks of things.
He wants to try and get shots on Jake this turn. How well has Jack read it? Is Jack aware that running is an option for him?
I'm sure he'll be aware of that.
So 3 bank over the rock, who cares?
Yep.
Possibly. Just trying to get out of there.
5 straight forward.
Or even a free turn to the left.
Possibly.
Barrel roll left.
Try and get behind.
Oh no, but that one's gone that way. So that's going to be a bit of a difficult position.
He's remained cloaked to save the
If
points.
he was to free turn to the left now, he would have bumped. Not now though. It's probably not that bad of a maneuver. Free turn to the left and then barrel roll right.
Template is he holding?
2 straight.
2 straight.
Oh no,
3 straight. Is he committing for Han?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Han's involved in this round. I don't see it.
Oh, I think he's committing for the block on Jake. No, he is committing for Han. He's done the maths. He's committing for Han.
He's got to get 4 points. He's got to get 4 points of damage in on Han. And Han is probably free banking left and boosting.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Or he'll be hard turning to the ship's right, knowing that Ben can't really follow him.
Free banking, boosting left, and then free banking left, boosting left, getting behind those 2 asteroids that are closest to the camera.
That's the 3 bank away. Jake's safe.
Even if I bump, you don't drink anyway, so
Focus and remain.
Jake is safe.
Here's the 3
And
bank.
comes the free bank.
The boost will dodge 1 arc.
What's going on with that base? All right, there we go.
The boost will dodge one arc and could possibly escape range of the second.
Boost right.
Boost to the
Boost right.
to the right of the screen. That will dodge the closest
straight.
Phantom's arc.
Yeah,
oh, straight. Okay.
If he'd have boosted right, I mean, I think he's out of range anyway.
Yeah.
He's got that one Phantom that's probably got arc range 3, maybe even obstructed.
Yep.
But it looks like that's game.
That will be a long shot.
It's got to get 4 damage to make points. This is hand firing, 3 hits.
3 hits.
And if Ben takes 3 hits, blank, blank,
wow.
that's the end of the game for Ben on the unmarked Phantom, which is this one here. Oh no, he spent the evade.
Spent the evade, takes 2.
Oh, wrong ship.
Returns fire, hopes for a magical triple crit. Just out.
Needs to put in 3 damage, 2 and a crit, and get a direct hit.
Yeah.
Or 4 damage, which he's not got the dice for.
No. Magical triple crit and a complete blank up from hand.
Well, hand's got reroll, so
Yeah.
hit, blank, hit.
Not enough.
Not enough. Blank, hit, evade, blank.
There you are. Great game.
Wow, yeah, really good game. Thank you very much for joining me, Lewis.
Not a problem, Simon.
Lewis.
Thank you very much.
All right, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, and good luck for the rest of the
Thank you.
Don't move.
What is it?
So, Rick, you're going to have
I can't.
The flight was amazing. It was,
you also go, and Rick said flat out, unfortunately.
Okay, no problem. That's gonna work. Okay, I think you're staying here. You're staying here. I'm right, mate. Sure? Yeah. Just de-stress for a bit. Thanks.
So I can give you, do you want?
I do.
I'm sure I've seen you
Yeah.
Right, congratulations on the top 8.
Thank you.
That's the first thing to say.
Thanks.
Once again, it's been snatched from you.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult game, eh? There was a lot of position play,
Yeah.
and it was really cool to watch. And it was kind of like adding things up, and we kind of saw as he scratched paint off of each Phantom and started to get half points. Well, once he first got that first half points, that was it. You had to press the engagement. It was like, I think, tell me the truth, right? Was there a point where you were thinking, a final salvo is not a bad situation for me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to invite him onto me. Simple
Yeah.
as that, right?
Yeah.
And to cover all the angles, the game win condition actually is either half of Han or all of Jake, or even
Yeah.
half of Jake, right?
Yeah.
And I thought I committed to Jake.
Yeah.
I saw the feint coming around, and I just couldn't kill him. His greens were just red hot.
Yeah.
Absolutely natural paint all the time.
Yeah, when you had him boxed up, and even with the bump in the corner,
even the bump,
and it just
double
didn't manage to get
shots,
any
I just
shots
couldn't.
on.
Triple
Yeah.
evades all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Out hand.
And then once he managed to get half points off of your Phantom, then that was it. Even half points on Jake wasn't going to be enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was going to be an uphill struggle for you. You had to press the engagement. You got really fast towards the end. Started coming out as, like I said before, it was all very cautious repositioning and kind of controlling board space.
Exactly.
And then that last bit was like, I've got to go all gas and I've got to try and get some damage on.
That's right.
Eventually, but then Han moves too fast.
Yeah.
Jake was too squirrely for you to pin him down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That was well fun. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. And yeah, another day maybe.
But
We'll see.
suffered 100%. You could see you suffered from the results he was getting. The dice results.
His dice were
was
so
becoming
hot.
unbelievable
So
at a certain
hot.
point.
His naturals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And his
there
reds
we
as
go.
well too. But yeah. Hey.
But just in case nobody has realised, Ben was the European champion last year at the European Continental event.
Yep.
So yeah, you are a very accomplished player, and so is Jack as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So like 2 world championships, making top in a row, System Open top semi-final last
Something
year,
like that, yeah.
and this year as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very accomplished player, and you as well. And so there's not much to take away from this game apart from like it was an excellent game to watch.
Yeah. No, it was great to play as well
And it
too.
kind of just ended up being a question of like the way odds went. is how the game ended up being decided. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Cool. Great.
anything else you wanted to say?
No, just thanks for watching, and it's great to have you around, Simon.
No,
as
thank
usual.
you, thank you, Ben.
It's awesome.
Thank you for agreeing to go on. in
Thanks
the end
very
as
much.
well. Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye. Okay, so we've given Jack about 15 minutes to kind of like to wind down. So I'm not going to get an interview with him. I want him to relax, and then I understand we're going to have Jack versus Kevin Bellamy on stream. Unless one of them has a hissy fit, then yes, Jack versus Kevin Bellamy is what I understand we're supposed to be watching next.